birdish in the sky. I just got really high. Now I tote. Let's read the smoke. It's a bearded rainbow, bearded rainbow, bearded rainbow. A bearded rainbow. Oh. Mushy mushy.
At last, I have found you, Kevin.
Jesus.
Jesus, don't pretend you don't know who this is.
Okay. I won't pretend. Who is this?
I am the shadow out of your past. I am the haunter of your very soul. I am your 8th grade English teacher, Mr. Jackoff. It may come as a shock to you, but I am dying of an incurable disease, and rather than go out gracefully, I have decided to take everything that is owed to me. Money, sex, meals, and in your case, a book report.
At least it wasn't sex.
You never turned in your final book report. I am still waiting for it to this day.
Would you like some cheese with that ham?
Turn in your final book report to me, and I might allow you to live.
Book report or death?
You have 10 minutes.
What the hell might be fun? I'll have your book report to you in 10 minutes, Mr. Jerkoff.
Jack off.
No thank you. Now what book? Choices. Brothers Karamazov. Oh, those Russians. Ugh, too many words. Too many words. Too many words. Why do all my books have all these words in them? It's so inconvenient. Hey, I spy with my little eye. I spy.
Stuck on a highway, I live on the leash of the master's hand. I'm coming only by my head, sitting in a broken bed. I'm coming in my neural bed.
This is I Spy, or as some of us confused children called it, ISPY. Okay, no one actually called it that, I just drank too much pain as a kid. In this series of books, children were given a congested picture and a list of objects to find in each said picture. Kinda like a word search of knickknacks. It's like Where's Waldo if Waldo were a thimble or a safety pin. The I Spy series is the creation of writer Gene Marzello and photographer Walter Wick. Although, considering this thing is 90% pictures, I question the need for a writer. But I guess someone had to write the rhyming riddles at the bottom of each page. Wait, they call them riddles, but there's no inquiries. It's just like a rhyming word bank, or really bad rap lyrics. I spy a mailbox, a feather, a flute, a horseshoe, a beetle, a basket of fruit, 7 pine cones, an apron, a key, a turtle, a swing, and the letter B. And then Pibble comes in and he's all like, letter B, and I'm like, go away. I don't like you. Now let's talk about the pictures. It's obvious that a lot of work went into these compositions, and I think Walter Wick deserves a lot of credit for his talent and dedication. However, a lot of these pictures are just junk. Not like literally junk spewed about. And it kinda creeps me out a little. You know when you go into the house of a dead person and there's all this stuff lying about in the positions they had last left them? That's the entirety of these books. They're not fucking charming. They're fucking eerie. Look at this mess. Who's gonna clean it up? Wick spent a lot of time getting this arrangement just right, but really, who can tell? I can make one of these pictures without even trying. Okay, children, I spy a tube of silicone sealant. Find it. So, I don't really like some of those earlier books, but I didn't buy those. I bought this one, I Spy Fantasy. We're gonna go on a magical adventure to the world of Traffic Jam Nightmare Land. Yeah, just ignore the fantasy on the cover. That's just a suggested theme. The reason I like this volume so much, though, is because it has actual scenes. Yeah, there are a few pages of mere tchotchkes poured on the ground. Heck, one of the pictures has the stuff in mid-fall. But most of the photos show fantastical worlds that you can just stare at for hours. My favorite was always the aforementioned Eternal Rush Hour titled City Blocks. And there's just so many details to notice in this. I mean, you got this weird stuff going on over here, you got these weirdos down here, you got this Pegasus stuck on a highway island, and look, there's my coming ball right there. As a kid, I always wanted to turn my living room into this setup and just live with it. Now that I have my own place, what's stopping me? Fucking lazy, that's what. We've also got Cloud City here. It is cloudy to partially sheepish. Reuse, recycle your jokes. And one look at the Rainbow Express here, and it's amazing to think that Walter Wick disassembled these sets when he was done with them. No, these wonderfully complicated dioramas aren't in a museum or some rich cat's living room. They're just gone. Like sandcastles on the coast. Ha! One of them actually is a sandcastle, go figure. Oh, and there's a bonus riddle at the very end. I visit each page and nay, of course, I'm Pegasus, the flying duck. There's a duck on every page, that's gotta be the answer. I did purchase a second book, I Spy Spooky Mansion, but we're not gonna do this one until next Halloween. Nah, I can't wait that long. This one seems to want to follow a narrative where the reader wanders through a scary dollhouse, roaming from room to room, eventually running across Leatherface. Oddly enough, I didn't really find this one spooky as a kid. Interesting, yes, but compared to the older I Spy books, I Spy Funhouse, for instance. Yeah, those creepy clown puppets are hiding on every page. In a clever twist, the book actually ends with the reader waking up in their bed, finding that the whole thing was a dream and they are now safe. Or are they? Brusha, brusha, brusha. The I Spy series did enjoy moderate success, spawning numerous sequels and spin-offs aimed at younger readers. So of course, with a moderately successful children's property, the next logical step was to give it a TV show. Yes, no matter how convoluted it sounds, I Spy had a TV series. And it wasn't I Spy. Ah yes, HBO family. Hard to believe a nostalgic sucker like me has yet to comment on this channel. Mostly because I didn't have HBO as a kid, so I hardly remember it. Now the books didn't have any characters, so what kind of protagonist would you pull from a gallery of jumbled junk?
I'm Spyler.
A living, breathing pile of junk. A+. Really, he looks like the results of a focus group gone horribly wrong. Or a conglomeration of things you pull from under the couch. There are elements from the books, however, so they do stay faithful. For instance, look, it's Pegasus, the winged duck.
I spy a whistle, an ice cream cone.
As you can see, the show is pretty much a linear, non-interactive, fast-paced rendition of the books. And the voices are obnoxious.
Hurry, let's go! One whistle coming up!
Remember last week when I was talking about the top obnoxious toys, and number 1 on the list was anything that made an awful noise? That's the voice acting in this entire series.
Spy you later, duck!
That phrase will never catch on. Hey, it's the sandcastle, just like the book.
You don't understand. We're looking for a whistle.
It's right there, right to your left. Don't you have peripheral vision?
We found it! Look, we found it! Look, we found it! Look, we found it! How about you?
That was the worst thing I've seen today. Let's watch it again.
Look, we found it! Look, we found it!
Yeah, they do that every time they find something. And they find like 6 or 7 objects per episode, so it gets really old. Even as a toddler, I would have gotten sick of that after the first time.
Starting countdown.
Oh my god, it's a space station from the book. Come to life.
Excuse me, Mr. Astronaut? Have you seen a shiny spoon?
Right there, in plain view. It's not even hidden. This show is so easy. It's like it's for children or something.
Looks like that rocket is about to take off! Oh, boy!
And they get vaporized. Up here they get vaporized. Let's see how it actually ends.
Look, we found it! Look, we found it!
Oh no, Captain Midnight hijacked HBO again! How inconvenient, we can't see the end of this episode. I might be Captain Midnight. Children, just stick to the books. The show is mediocre and the voices are like decomposing squeaky toys, and the pacing is infuriating, either too fast or too slow for most children. But I have to admit, it's kind of magical to see some of the sets come to life. And it's hard to translate something like this into another medium, like TV shows or a video game. Oh yeah, there were video games, I forgot to mention that. But at least this makes more sense than a TV show because at least it's interactive. It's pretty much the books with more pointy clicky action. The games are still being released even so recently as the Wii. I Spy Spooky Mansion.
Welcome to my lab. Here is my ghost machine.
With the voices, it's actually kind of creepy.
Throw 6 coins in the well.
Not that voice, that's the overeager camp counselor. Every game for this age demographic is obligated to have at least one.
You win!
So that is the I Spy series. They were fun books that really should have just stayed as books. Opinions are mixed, just as Sudoku and crossword puzzles have their lovers and haters. If anything, they do teach children to take time and admire the details and hidden gems in complex works of art. So what do you think of my book report, jerk off?
An oral presentation was not one of the options. It must be written.
Oh. Well, you want my notes? They mostly just say Spyler is a bitch over and over again.
You have failed to bring me a proper report again. And you will pay for this, Kevin. You will pay.
My name's not Kevin.
What?
My name's not Kevin, it's the obscure. And you gotta put the "the" in there or else people will confuse me with all the other obscures of the world.
I've never had a student named the Obscure.
And I've never had a teacher named Jackoff. You've got the wrong number.
And why didn't you say something sooner?
I was just so fascinated by your insanity that I couldn't interrupt. And next thing I knew, I was doing a book report.
Then all my effort today was...
Your efforts today were for nothing. Just as most of your life has been a waste of time. I think my phone just backfired. You still there? Hello? Jerk off? Fine, go ahead and hang up or die or whatever. I spy with my little eye. Credits. Like how these old books have this space inside for children to write their names in. In case they get to lose them or something. I guess this was before bookstores offered GPS tracking for your books in case you misplace it. That's like a real thing, right? Barnes & Noble isn't just like continually ripping me off with this service. Right? Right?
Spy you later, Duck!